people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network. Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms. Fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you...
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a long while, actually. But welcome back to the Patriots Prayer Podcast. And we're here to seek truth in a world full of deception, grounded in faith, patriotism, and unapologetic conservatism. And I am your host, Eddie Smith, and I got with me the Viking. So we're going to be getting into this today, and we're going to be asking the hard questions. What the hell is wrong with the right? And I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to go pretty deep into this. So we're going to be doing deep dive into chaos unfolding on the American right as we close out 2025, from the explosive feuds at major conservative conferences to big tech censorship shielding certain ideologies from scrutiny. Country with the little blue flag all of a sudden gets their feelings hurt when we criticize them. It's clear the movement is at a crossroads, though. We break down what's really happening, the critical difference between legitimate and anti-Zionist and outright Semitism, or anti-Semitism, rather. The Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson showdown, and how Meta's new rules seem designed to silence criticism of Zionism, right? They want us to believe that if we're criticizing Zionism, we're automatically anti-Semites, when the two are not related whatsoever. And we're going to talk about that because it pisses me off to no end. Facebook already, you know, they came out at the beginning of the year when Trump got elected, kissing Trump's ass, telling him, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to open the platform up. We're going to stop censoring people. And then they pull this bullshit.
Right. They've been censoring us harder.
And that's exactly right, dude. I'm getting ready to stop paying Meta. I have a registered profile over there, all that stuff. I'm not paying those people anymore. Screw them. So, see, I thought that was only on the left. I thought only the left played the racism card to dodge the truth and criticism, right? So stick around because we'll end this particular prayer as always. And for me, that's exactly what this is, a prayer. It's a way to hope that I can get into the heads of the people watching and wake you up to realize that anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are not the same damn things. Screw Ben Shapiro. Absolutely screw Israel. Screw anyone waving that blue flag, you fake Christians, all you pastors that went overseas on the propaganda tour and took the money and came back to your churches pretending to tell people that they have to worship a geopolitical location in order to be Christian. You're phony. Jordan Wells, you're phony. Ben Shapiro, go the hell back to that little country if you like it so much.
Right.
So that's how I feel about that. That's what's happening on the right. And we're going to talk about it. Like I said, we're going to get deeper into it. But folks, December 2025 has been a wildfire on the right. The biggest stories have exploded. Turning Point USA's AmFest in Phoenix, a massive conference meant to honor the late Charlie Kirk. This guy who played a large role in PPN getting started, giving us a lot of the connections that we currently have, flying us into town, putting us up at our hotels, doing the things that he did because he encouraged the people to disagree. He encouraged it. So to see Ben Shapiro on a stage doing exactly the opposite of what Charlie Kirk fought for, it's like spitting in his face.
Yeah.
It's like spitting in his face. So how can you honor Charlie Kirk by censoring people?
Can't.
Right?
Yeah,
Censoring
absolutely
people.
can. Yeah.
Rally the MAGA base. Instead, it turned into an open brawl between titans like Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, and Shapiro took the stage at first and didn't hold back, calling out Tucker, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Steve Bannon as frauds and as grifters, peddling conspiracy theories. He blasted Tucker specifically for interviewing the far-right figures like Nick Fuentes. And I tell you what, right now I'm telling you on air, I owe Nick Fuentes an apology because you know what? I never listened to him. I thought Nick Fuentes was just this little bigoted little guy, and he had all these wild things that he would say. And quite frankly, I was one of those people that was on the right that really believed that in order to be a Christian, you had to have Israel's back. I woke up. I changed the way I view things. I started listening. I started actually hearing what people were saying. I started reading, looking things up, doing my damn homework. Turns out none of that is true. That we have been indoctrinated. We have been told these things and sold a bill of goods for so many damn years. It's not funny.
Decades.
It's not. It's so many years. It's not funny. Right? We have Charlie Kirk asking, was there a stand down? Come to find out, yes. Damn it, yes, there was a stand down. On October the 7th, there was a stand down. Benjamin Netanyahu sent money to Qatar, over $1 billion, told him to hand it off to Hamas. To cover his trail, he bombed Qatar. Right? He bombed the country he gave the money to because they did what he asked in order to cover up the fact that he actually did it to begin with.
Right.
Get that little tidbit of information from? How about the previous prime minister of Israel who said it in an interview? Where did I get there was a stand down on October the 7th from an IDF soldier who testified in front of basically a version of what we would call our Congress over there. And then he played the radio transmission of the stand down. Kirk was asking, why are they ethnically cleansing Gaza? 2.5 million people. Why did they take 6 hours to get there in a country the size of New Jersey? 6 hours. He said it took 45 minutes to fly over the country. It took them 6 damn hours to respond.
Right. That's a choice.
That is absolutely a choice.
Yeah. They made a decision. Their money was paid.
And that's why I tell people all the time, this whole left, right, red, blue, black, white, liberal, conservative bullshit. Bullshit. I have values. I have conservative values. And if you break them, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you on your bullshit.
Right.
I call balls and strikes, guys.
That's the way it should be. I mean, right's right, wrong's wrong.
But the problem is that we have cult-like behavior on the right and on the left.
Right.
Equally.
Absolutely.
If you disagree with Trump, you're not on our team. They took our jobs. And then if you agree with the left, you must be with the PDF files and all these types of weirdos that want to have men and women's restrooms and playing against women in sports. Never. The truth sits in the middle bleeding.
Yeah.
And it doesn't agree with either freaking side at times. That doesn't mean I'm not a Trump supporter. It just means when he does something right, I'm going to praise him.
Right.
When he does something wrong, I'm going to call him out.
Right.
That's it.
And he does that.
And the cool thing is he listens.
Yeah.
if we don't all sit around and act like a bunch of weirdos with our heads up his ass, he listens to what we have to say.
Yeah.
He changes course.
Many times so far.
Many times.
Yep.
It has been proven over and over again that this guy will listen to his base. I remember when they booed him on stage when he was talking about his accomplishments with Project Warp Speed, and people were like, boo. And he went to like 8, 9 people and just like, hey man, why did they boo me? Why did they boo me? You know that vaccine thing you did? Nobody likes that shit, dude.
Right.
Nobody likes it. Nobody was really behind any of that. People were told to stay home and take 2 jabs and call me in the morning. Nobody was with none of that shit.
Right.
Nobody cared about that stuff. People got sick. My wife is deaf in her right ear. From now until the day she passes, she will never hear out of her right ear again.
Right. Yeah. Many people suffered.
People that were hurt behind that shit, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
People that lost their jobs behind it. We're not allowed to talk about it on here.
Right.
On many platforms. And now today, here we come with this bullshit. I can't believe what I'm
today in my role as Meta's public policy director for Israel and the Jewish diaspora. These values guide my work every day. And that's why we have teams of policy, operational, and technology experts working around the clock and around the globe to dial in our enforcement and get it right. In this case, we developed a publicly available, nuanced policy and spent months monitoring the situation on the ground and on our platforms. I feel incredibly fortunate to play a role in this process. My role is to represent Meta in both Israel and to Jewish communities around the world, all part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism. We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion. We prohibit harmful stereotypes targeting Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
They don't?
We remove hate speech attacks.
Stop. Stop. Now, I did this deep dive the other day. I went into Grok and I said, hey, Grok, how many of the Hollywood talent agencies and movie studios in Hollywood are ran by Jewish people?
Right.
Damn near 98%.
Yeah.
98%.
Absolutely.
All but like 3 or 4 of our congressmen and senators on both sides of the aisle don't have some sort of APAC babysitter.
Right. Yeah. They touch everything. And then they act like it's not common public knowledge that we all know it, and then want to try to punish us for having that knowledge.
But the point is that when we go at the left and we call them out on their BS, they scream racism.
Right.
Racism. You can't say that. You're a racist. You're a bigot. Right?
Right.
Tell me the difference. You're telling me that I can't criticize the Zionist regime of another country? You're passing laws in the United States to keep people from doing it. The Anti-Semitism Act, HR, whatever the freak it is. I don't care. Screw Zionists.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is America. We shouldn't give a damn about another country.
And don't even think for a second that I am not a person with all of my heart and both feet in and do not believe in Christ, because I 100% do. What I'm telling you is that he came, gave his life on that cross, sent by his Father to this earth to die for your sins and mine. And the only prerequisite for getting to that place where he said we could go, if we only just believed, is a firm belief in who he is and what he did. Had nothing to do with a nation state.
Right.
Nothing.
No.
So trying to equate being a Christian to a Zionist is ridiculous. It's like saying Judeo-Christian. No such damn thing.
No such thing. Yeah. Doesn't exist.
No such thing. Let her finish spewing.
The term Zionist is used when the content uses harmful stereotypes like Zionists control the banks.
Don't they?
I would think so.
Come on, man.
And we remove content that threatens harm through intimidation or violence directed against Jews or Israelis under the guise of attacking Zionists. These are just a few of the many industry-leading policies our teams designed with the safety of the Jewish community in mind.
Did they do any of that when people were spewing anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-Catholic? When they were doing, did they give a damn? No.
And I'm just wondering, did they do any fact checking with everything she's stating here? Because it's nonsense.
It's all BS, dude. It's all BS. I will never. Be very careful who you're not allowed to criticize.
Right.
Be very wary of the people you're not allowed to criticize.
Still, we recognize that this approach may allow some content that many find hurtful, untrue, or offensive. We know that these decisions, what to allow, what to remove, and how to draw the line are not easy, and we don't always agree. We understand that people are passionate about the role of social media platforms in facilitating debate, raising awareness, and combating harmful phenomena. These are challenging times,
like Zionism,
in Israel and for the Jewish people. Yet throughout our history, even in the darkest moments, we have always sought to strengthen the bonds within our community.
Yeah. As long as you agree with me. As long as you agree with me.
They take away the platform for debate. You can't debate it.
You're not allowed.
And if you do, you're a hateful, Zionist.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Doesn't even make sense.
You're not allowed to disagree with me. And if you do disagree with me, I'm going to silence you.
Right.
I'm going to silence you. And that is the role they're playing right now. That's what they're doing.
Right. And she's up there talking about you can't bully Jews, but she's trying to bully the rest of the world.
That's exactly right.
You're demanding what people can and can't do. Last I knew, we were in a free country. Yeah, we're in a free country. We have freedom of speech. We should be able to stand on our soapbox and say anything we want. So I like Charlie. Charlie gave people a platform. I loved watching Charlie. I loved the fact that he gave people a platform and then educated them on their ignorance. But had he not been there, those people would have never been heard.
Yeah, no, and Charlie was outspoken.
Yep.
Here, I will actually play the clip that where Charlie is questioning all of this.
Yep.
I will play the clip for everyone to see, so there's no question about how he felt about the situation.
Oh yeah, he was clear about it.
I'm going to show people exactly what he felt about that situation. And it's funny. I had an argument with Grok the other day. Yes, I argue with Grok about this situation. And it seemed as though Grok was just programmed to tell you that Charlie wasn't questioning any of these things. He was such a pro-Israel person that, I mean, this is the narrative that they tried to push. Right here. Let me go to the other screen here, and then I'll pull the Charlie's.
Today in my.
All right, now let me pull the Charlie thing up. This way people can see it and hear it for themselves. So many people act like this clip is not readily available for every one of them to listen to. But here.
I still have the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier, right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff,
they don't like Bibi either.
There were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? But I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Gotta be careful the way I say this. They're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Yep. I mean, that's, and I don't use that term lightly. Okay. They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there. Okay. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
And he was right. And he is right. And to have Ben Shapiro on that stage spouting the exact opposite of everything you just heard him say is a slap in the face of Charlie Kirk. Right? I don't always agree with Candace. I don't. She's like anyone else. I love a lot of people that I disagree with. I just happen to disagree with them. But I believe I have a clip here from Candace. Let me see.
I mean, that is a real thing.
No.
Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a
we'll get back to that asshole in a second here.
Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah, I don't have to say we don't know when it comes to you. You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. Those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying what is happening.
And I had people there in the crowd who told me the exact same thing. They stayed neutral. They didn't get in it. They didn't participate either way. They were just observing, but it is confirmed there were people booing when he took the stage.
Why is he on this stage standing against everything that Charlie believed in? That's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason. I look at you and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably.
She gets even a little harder than this.
Sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Berith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords.
What is Baal Berith? Now I got that question. I don't want to let that go by. If I don't understand it, I want to look.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is Baal Berith? Let's find out. Baal Berith is spelled Baal Berith. Oh, Baal. Oh, like
Satan.
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 Baal Berith, or variations like Baal or Baal Berith, is a figure with roots in ancient mythology who evolved into demonology.
Right.
The name comes from the ancient Canaanite religion of Baal Berith, Hebrew for Lord of the Covenant, was a local deity worshipped in the city of Shechem, mentioned in the Bible, the book of Judges, chapters 8 and 9. Baal means Lord or master, and Berith means covenant. That's crazy. I had no idea. And this must come from like the Talmud or something like that, because I've heard a lot about this, but I got to do some more digging so I can speak on the topic with a little more.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
People are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. You fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world. I know you're going to get applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew Christ is King Clavin and all of the people, the men who have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good. But the rest of the world can't stand you.
You know, and even though I disagree a lot with Candace Owens on things that she says, I think that when she has something that she feels is right, that she should probably, until that feeling turns into fact, probably not.
Yeah,
not say it
I agree.
You're putting people at risk, and you're doing things that probably you shouldn't say, which you had a dream about, and all these types of things that she's done. I disagree with those, but there were a lot of things that she did say and she brought to light that she had absolutely right. The whole ordeal with the guy that was connected to the Calvary Chapels, and that came by way of Rob McCoy, Mikey McCoy's father. That was all true. Now we know that there are some of the things about the Egyptian planes and all that kind of stuff. And it was said that she missed the mark somewhat about 70% of the time while trying to geolocate some of these planes. They were active in some cases on other continents. So I don't know if she did this research herself or
trusted someone else
and trusted somebody that they were telling her the truth. I have no idea.
Right.
I have no idea. But the thing is that when you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. And it's that simple. If you're right, I'm going to be like, hey, you're right. But if you're trying to get someone online who does this for a living, who's on here every damn day, and they're talking, and you think that that person is not going to make a mistake, a slip up, or whatever, the only thing I can say that I will personally try to do is if I do say something and I turns out I'm wrong, I'm going to come back on and tell you I was wrong and then correct myself.
Yeah, and I've seen that.
That's me.
Right. And I've seen that, and I respect that, where most people won't.
No, they want everyone to forget it ever happened. They don't want anyone to remember it. They're hoping nobody clipped that sort of thing. That's not who I am. If I screw up, I'm going to just tell you, hey, bro, I screwed up.
Well, my personal favorite is even when it's clipped and everybody sees it and they still deny they messed up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, they do.
Just own it.
I'm not here to judge them on those particular thing. Now here's the difference. If I believe that what you did was intentional just to prove your point and you're willing to lie to make it look like you're right, yeah, I might have a problem with you.
Right.
But if you're just talking, and as a result of you speaking so often, you come up and you say something that you're guessing at and you're not right, I'm going to give you a little grace. Depending on what it is, though. I mean, if it's just out and out crazy, then yeah, crazy. I mean, we had somebody come into our live the other day, and you know how leftists debate, they continuously move the goalpost. Every time you prove them wrong, they come off and say something crazy and crazier. And what about, and what about, and what about, and what about, and it gets ridiculous after about the 10th what about. And we had someone come on and say, well, what about Tulsi Gabbard? She was in a cult and she was eating people's grinding up
their toenails. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you, bro? Like we were having an intelligible debate, and then you come along and say Tulsi Gabbard's eating someone's toenails.
I mean, he came up like he had a lot of intelligence and a lot of knowledge, and then every time he was proved wrong.
Yeah, he had 70% of the truth each time.
Right. And every time he moved that goalpost. And when he ended up on toenails, I'm like, wait a minute, how did we get to toenails?
Yeah, no, we're not going to toenails.
Yeah.
Sorry about your day.
Right. It's time to end this one. Yeah.
No, when you start talking about toenails, it's time for us to get rid of you.
Bye. Right. And you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here.
Now we can actually.
I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we.
Right. First of all, the other day, guys, everyone heard him say that Americans shouldn't be allowed to retire. He's 65. Why are you retiring at 65? Meanwhile, I wonder how often this guy works.
Right.
So, but he expects us to get up and 65, 70 years old. And you know why people want money? And I said this before we got on. They don't want money to be rich. They don't want money to have things. They don't want money to buy stuff. You know what money represents to most people? It represents freedom.
Yep.
Freedom. Yep. That's what money represents. It doesn't represent whatever you think in your head and your twisted little damn head. It represents freedom. Freedom from having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to a job you don't want to go to a boss you don't want to work for,
and
you don't want to do.
The simple fact of it, the simple fact, money represents an ability to give your child a better life than you had. You know, I can spend time with my children and my grandchildren if I don't have to worry about money.
Now, as men, we're still going to go out and do things. We're going to hunt. We're going to fish. We're going to get into something. That's just
Absolutely.
That's just our nature of who we are.
Right. But now they're pushing the goalpost so far back that by the time people are able to retire, well, most people will never live to the age of retirement.
Well, that's the case, right? 65 is the retirement age, and the average life expectancy starts at like 72 to 75, somewhere in there. So you get to go just be a slave to somebody else until you're 65, and then for the next 7 years or so, you can have that. And now he wants to take that.
I thought they moved it up to 67 and talked about moving it to 74.
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is, or to 72. And at 72, that's the normal life expectancy. So they want you to work till the day you die. What kind of life is that? I mean, by the time you're able to retire, you're too old to do anything. You can't enjoy your family. You can't enjoy your life. You literally sit on the porch and watch life go by and wait for the end.
Yeah, I mean, you come home, you rock twice in your rocking chair, and you spill your hot chocolate, and you keel over. That's it.
Right. That's not living. That's literally work your life away.
So it says here that the retirement age is 70.
Yep.
70 years old.
Yeah. 70 years old.
That's
horrible.
I'm not doing that.
Yep.
There's no way in hell that I'm going to do that. I'm going to be fishing. That's me personally.
I'll be lucky to make it to 70. They're going to work me until I die. And then just for the reality of it, because I'll be so far in debt at 70, 2 weeks after I'm dead, they'll have to post me up somewhere in a security uniform until I start to stink. And then they'll think about letting me get out of work.
Let's let this little troll say what he has to say real quick. Let's hear him out.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities.
Did I hear that right?
That was just a whole lot of a big nothing burger.
Did I hear that right? So essentially, hey, look, you were born in America, and if you can't afford it, move to a third world country.
Leave. Yeah, leave.
But the reality is they moved all the third world countries to America.
Yeah.
That's why America can't afford anything anymore, because we're paying for every other country.
I got a friend right now that's moving to, damn it, I want to get this right. I think he's moving to Costa Rica or something like that. And the reason being is that he believes that the worst is going to happen here and he doesn't want to be here for it. The other thing is, too, he says with the amount of money he has saved, he will never have to work another day in his life and he'll be able to focus on his passions, because in South America, I guess that part of South America, the US dollar goes pretty far.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I get it. I don't know if I would ever live anywhere else outside of the United States. I don't think I wouldn't choose to. However, if AOC ever gets elected president, that's exactly what I'll do. Exactly what I'll do.
Horrible.
I will not pull a Whoopi Goldberg and stay here.
Well, you won't have to leave here, though, because if AOC gets elected, this will, without question, immediately become a third world country.
Yeah, and the damage will be irreparable.
Oh yeah, you'll never be able to change it. I mean, and so people talk bad about Trump, but the one thing I love about Trump is he's for us. You know, he makes mistakes and he drops the ball, no question about it. But for the most part, Trump is for America. AOC is not.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Trump does a lot of pro-American things on this particular issue. However, this is one that I think he needs to pull back on. This one in Ukraine. The NDAA earmarked somewhere around $600 to $800 million for Ukraine.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No, they shouldn't get a penny from us.
Nothing. They should get nothing. And they damn sure shouldn't be invited to join the UN.
No.
Right? So
no, I don't. Well, me personally, I don't think any country should get anything from us. It's American money.
Ghost Biker, Silver Bell, 1-800-TROUBLE. I like that. 1-800-TROUBLE. Dan Sandvin, Dan 15639, Drax. Guys, welcome to the chat. We appreciate you very, very much. We have 1,400 people watching right now. that number is growing. But guys, listen, what we're talking about right now is what's going on the right. What's actually happening? Why are these people telling us that anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are the exact same thing? So where I left off was we were talking about Nick Fuentes, and I said, you know what? I owe this guy an apology, even though I don't agree with everything he says. But some of the things that he says, you got to understand when he's talking about things and how they affect the white demographic of the United States and Christianity and so forth and so on. He's 100% right. The problem is that we've been programmed from a very young age to think that white is a dirty word. Like I have white pride. Oh, you can't say that. Don't. Shh.
Yeah.
People might hear you.
But anyone else can say it.
Yeah, but anybody else can say
black pride, brown pride, anything else.
And I feel good for them saying that. I think, hey, like yourself, go for it.
Absolutely. If you can't be proud of your people, then what the hell do you have to be proud of?
And they also got on him for not condemning, talking about Tucker, they got on him for not condemning Candace Owens. They say wild claims, including conspiracy theories around Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination. When I don't think I know anyone, I've never met anyone that actually subscribes to the official narrative.
No.
Right? So Shapiro argued this kind of platforming is dragging conservatism into moral quicksand, away from the principles like limited government and America first. Meanwhile, he's arguing for Israel first.
Right.
So Tucker fired back that night, mocking calls for deplatforming at a free speech event. And here I'll pull up the Tucker speech so people can hear it. I'm sure we've all seen it a million times by now, but it just pisses me off. And I see people on X and other places misconstruing his words and that sort of thing. But you got to listen to exactly what he says. Listen to what he's telling you. Now, I may disagree with him on some level because it is what it is when it comes to Islam. I'm not a fan, and I think it's anti-American. I don't think it's a religion. I think it's a political movement and that sort of thing. But that aside, until any of the laws or the culture of this country changes, what he's about to say is 100% right. Listen.
Most people agree with that. Most Americans have more in common with each other than they disagree on. And almost everybody agrees on that. And almost everybody is willing to tolerate a good faith argument about how to get there. Except a few. And they're the ones running around calling everyone an anti-Semite. But everyone else is like, yeah, of course, that should be the debate. And they'll vote for you. They want that because they know they haven't had that. That's the fact.
Absolutely,
and
human.
What you're watching now, attacking people attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslims, it's disgusting. And I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I know there's a lot of effort to claim I'm a secret jihadi. I'm not. You should not attack people on those grounds. And you're seeing it from Republicans. What the hell are you doing? What you're doing is trying to divide the country. And I've lived through 50 years of this crap. All these fake race wars that they're always promoting. Oh, go hate each other while we loot the treasury. That's exactly what's going on. And most people are totally sick of that. So yes, there is a possibility for a huge coalition of decent people once they free their minds from the traps set for them by others and realize, wait a second, we all want to make this country better. And the 15% or 30% who don't, okay. You know, good luck in Maryland or wherever you wind up. But the rest of us would like to fix
I didn't know he put down my state. But he's not wrong, man. Listen, I do not believe that Islam is a valid religion. I don't. I
got issues with any religion that says it's okay to marry a 6-year-old child, but you can't consummate until they're 9. What religion is okay with that?
I saw a deal on I think it was X the other day where an imam, which is their equivalent to like a pastor or bishop or whatever, an imam said that he has several daughters and he'd give his 6-month-old up to Muhammad if he could. It wouldn't matter to him. Matter of fact, here, let me bring that up.
That's horrible. I mean, and that you would think the young women in that religion would think about that and really understand how little they're valued.
You would think that the left regardless of our political differences, would be arguing on the side of protecting children and protecting women, which is historically what they used to do before they became a bunch of damn Marxists.
Yeah, but now they're promoting men to be women and putting them in locker rooms and bathrooms.
Here it is. Listen.
Earth, and he loved her more than anyone else on earth. Were her parents opposing the marriage? Of course not. Who in his right mind would find someone as trustworthy, as great as the Prophet and would reject him? Wallahi, if I had a 6-month-old daughter, I would give it to him. You crazy? And by the way, I have 13 daughters with the grace of Allah, no boys. So I know what a father feels about his daughters. You want to buy a man just to make your daughter happy if you find the right man.
It's absolutely disgusting.
I got 2 daughters, and there ain't no way on this earth that ever entered my mind.
He said 6 months.
Yeah, I heard that. I can't fathom. And the Prophet Muhammad. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I mean, apparently, I must have missed something, because I remember a story about Muhammad in the desert, and there was some sketchy things going on there.
Yeah, well, not only were there sketchy things, but the guy who helped ink the Quran left in the middle of writing it, went to Mecca prior to Mecca being the hub for these people, and back when it was not monotheist, polytheist country, they believed in many gods back in those days. And he said, yeah, what that stuff Muhammad believes, that's crap, like he's got it wrong, he's crazy, man, and what you guys got is much better than what he's got. And this was the guy who actually wrote the damn Quran, for the most part. And then you have the writings of Muhammad, which are different than the Quran, and you really don't even know who wrote those, because
Muhammad was illiterate.
He was illiterate, and so how in the hell did he have writings? And then the Quran itself, from my understanding, has also never been translated. So all these copies of the Quran we have in the United States, we have no way to verify that the actual Quran says those things. It's just it's all crazy. Listen to Tucker here.
And it does kind of point to the core problem, not with Ben Shapiro, who will not be a factor in America in 5 years. I can promise you that.
We can only hope.
He's been around for a minute.
Yeah, we can only hope. The days of Ben Shapiro on music videos and debates being admonished by thousands, that's all over. That's done.
Yeah, I used to watch Ben Shapiro a lot, and I just can't get behind it anymore.
And that's exactly where I'm at with it. I can't find myself getting behind what he's pushing anymore. I'm not buying what he's selling, however the hell you want to say it. But it's bad, because you know what?
Yeah, because I remember I used to pick up what he put down. Now I step over it.
Yeah, I care about my country. I care about the people in my country.
Absolutely.
I want to put them first, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's what everyone should do. And that means no money for nobody. Screw America first. America only.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
When we get that speck out of our eye, then we can see clear enough to get the plank out of the other people's eyes. But until we get there, no money for you. No money for you, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Palestine, Pakistan, all the rest of the damn stands. Screw all of you guys. Every single one of you. And it's like we're racing to the top with China. China's putting in a water filtration system in an electro dam for this country, and they're going to sell them all the parts and the technology to do it, and then they'll be wholly dependent on China, and they'll start to pick up allies throughout the country, and then we still have enough ammo to blow this planet up 25 times. We are the biggest bullies on the block. Who cares?
And don't use it.
Like us? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if you like us, if you don't like us. It doesn't matter, because as they used to say on my block, can you kick my ass? No. At the end of the day, no, you can't.
I don't care if you can kick his, and his. Can you kick mine?
Can you kick my ass? And if the answer is no, What are we
Party's
talking
over. Absolutely. And I mean, I love America. You know what I'm saying? I live, I die for this country. But in the same respect, the country, we need to have that mentality in our government. Our government needs to say, hey, look, to hell with everybody. Only worry about us and our people. We have veterans starving, but we have immigrants displacing them.
Exactly, like they did in New
That's
York.
ridiculous.
They did that in New York. They gave them 5-day vacay notices. The government was paying $90 per night for hotel rooms for homeless veterans, and along comes this NGO, and this NGO paid that same hotel $180 a night, and they gave those veterans a 5-day vacay notice.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely horrendous that anyone would do that to the people who risk their lives for this country. So you have Ben Shapiro talking about deplatforming people at a free speech event, dismissing the infighting as media hype. Steve Bannon piled on comparing Shapiro to cancer, which he is. On the movement, he's a cancer, and accusing him of prioritizing foreign interests over America, which he's doing. Even J.D. Vance had to step in, urging unity. This isn't just personality clashes. It's much deeper than that. Pro-Israel hawks like Shapiro see America first as isolationists. And critics of the endless foreign aid in flirting with anti-Semitism on the other side. Figures like Tucker pushing questions, pushes these things, questioning the U.S. alliance, including with Israel, without fear, without labels. And just today, December 22nd, the Stop Antisemitism named Tucker Anti-Semite of the Year. Stop Antisemitism named Tucker the Anti-Semite of the damn year. Tell me this is not a propaganda war.
It's always propaganda, one way or another.
Tucker, shame Nick Fuentes, shame Candace Owens. And that way you will feel bad about speaking out or defending them. So that's what it's about. It's about instilling fear so you don't say the next thing that's on your mind.
Well, they constantly keep hate brewing. They get people to hate somebody for the color of their skin. They get them to hate each other for their religions. Now they get you to hate other people because they don't agree with them. You know, you think that we should be spending all this money in Israel or in Ukraine or wherever, and if you don't agree with me, then we're going to punish you. We're going to deplatform you. We're going to come after your job. We're going to, just bully and push you around until you can't do anything else. That's ridiculous.
Last year, they named Candace Owens as the Anti-Semite of the Year as she ramped up her attacks on Shapiro. Because what did she do so wrong? Do you remember why the big fallout? It was because Candace put a post on the internet that said, genocide is wrong. Now, if I say to you, stealing is wrong, and you get offended,
then you're a thief.
You're probably
then you're a thief.
So if I say to you, genocide is wrong, and you get offended, you're probably involved and engaged
in genocide, right?
Behavior. Exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly
absolutely.
Right. There's no other reason for you to get offended.
No, the only time people get offended is when it touches them. If something touches a person, they get offended. You watch somebody, call me a liar. I'm not offended. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to check you quick, but I'm not offended because I know that I'm not a liar. I'm not going to lie to you or any other person. The only time you need to lie is when you have fear. I have no fear of man. I fear my creator, but other than that, I don't fear.
Well, I think that's where a lot of Americans are at with it. Israel last year, prior to Charlie speaking out, had a approval rating of only 24% in the country. So now they don't want people to realize how unpopular it is, how absolutely disgusting people view this country as. And so they say, okay, well, since we can't change their minds, we'll just censor them. And anyone who says anything about Zionism will equate that to anti-Semitism. Right. So free speech is gone. And who gets to define conservatism in a Trump era? Patriots do. We need discernment here. Truth over tribalism is what we need to have. So the key difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism is very, very easy to understand. And to understand this feud, we have to clarify some things. Clarify the term that the media muddles on purpose, Zionism.
Right.
This is a political movement for Jewish self-determination in their ancestral homeland, Israel. And supporting Israel's existence as a Jewish state is Zionism. Anti-Zionism opposes that. That is the speaking point, right? But we know better than that. We know if it was just the Jews' right to self-determination and their ancestral homeland, no one would have a problem with that. But it's not. It's not when corporations and PAC money come over to the United States and billions of dollars flow that way that come right back this way and get put into the pockets of politicians to so that they'll vote on these types of laws.
Right.
The anti-Semitism laws that they just passed. Anti-Semitism opposes anti-Zionism opposes that denying Jews the right to a national homeland while most peoples have one. That's the speaking point. That's what they try to say. Like I said, if it were only that, I think we would all be in agreement on the ideologies or the policies. Hating Jews as people is just wrong. But here's the line. Anti-Semitism is hatred or prejudice against Jews based on ethnicity, religion, or stereotypes like blood libels, global control, conspiracies, or dehumanization of people. This is not something that I'm into. I'm not going to ever attack someone based on the color of your skin or your religion. It's just not who I am.
No.
And I think that 99% of people, I'm probably not that high. I'll be fair. Let's say 60 to 70% of people probably feel the same way. Like you don't have to hate a Jew for being a Jew. That's ridiculous and it's racist and it's wrong.
Well, it's just morally wrong. I don't care what someone is. I don't hate them because of they're a Jew or they're, black, brown, white. I don't hate anyone, first off, but I certainly wouldn't hate them for any of those reasons.
Yeah.
Or which God you pray to is not going to make me hate you. It's your actions that are going to make me distance from you.
Yeah, no. And that's exactly why I said the United States should have never made laws for any specific group or demographic and then try to call them equal after the fact.
No.
If you want
it's not our place.
If you want equality, you get treated like shit like everyone else. If I pop you in the nose, I don't deserve 20 years in prison and for it being a hate crime, because if I pop the guy in the nose right next to you, I just get the regular assault charge.
Right.
But if I hit you, I get the assault charge plus an enhancement of 20 years for a hate crime. That's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
So from now on, if someone follows your daughter into the restroom dressed like a female, when the police show up, tie your shirt up in the front and change your name. That way, then it's equal. Then it's equal.
That's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Yeah. No, and I tell you the truth. I got no quorum with saying that I'm completely and totally against that. I watch these young girls that spend their whole life trying for the Olympics get displaced because some guy who couldn't make the Olympics, couldn't even make the qualifiers, couldn't make none of that. Wasn't even the top 100 in the country. And now he's a gold medalist because he decided he was a female and beat the girls.
The Olympic Committee should strip their gold away from them. They should strip away their scholarships. It's wrong because for every medal they take and every scholarship they get, there's a young girl out there who's deprived of that.
Yep, absolutely. And crushed.
And absolutely crushed. And I've met a few. And they're trying to act like the code for Jew, the invoking tropes behind it are like Jew control the banks, the media, and the wars, right? Let's go through each one. The banking system, by and large, a lot of the money in this world, going all the way back to World War II, 2/3 of the entire money, monetary system was controlled by the Jews.
Right.
So that's a fact. The media, who owns all the movie studios? Who are the talent agents that get to say whether or not you are or not allowed to go or be a star or whatever the case may be? And the wars.
Right.
What are all the wars for in the Middle East? They're all centered around Israel. They're all centered around Israel.
About land that we shouldn't have a care in.
Exactly. You see, holding Israel to that particular standard, like no other nation, no other nation faces exactly what they do. But then when you take it the extra mile, when you act like it's your moral imperative to go and say, oh, we were attacked, so we have the right to wipe out and move an entire race of people and ethnically cleanse an entire area, I draw the line.
Yeah.
I draw the line.
I mean, there was a group of people tried to do that somewhere in the past, and the whole world said, hey, no, that's not okay.
You would think that people, especially those particular brand of folks, would think that that was wrong.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. You know, there was a group of people that tried that before, and the world was against it.
Yeah, you would think that that was wrong. So calling for Israel's destruction over veers into, and I don't call for Israel's destruction. I believe that Canaan as a whole belongs to Israel. It is Israel. I believe that. Often veers into hating Jews collectively by stating anything that opposes that or opposes Zionism. Scholars debate this, and some of them are pure anti-Zionism. Isn't necessarily inherently anti-Semitic, as they're Jewish anti-Zionists. Others argue denying only Jews self-determination is discriminatory. I don't care who they allow to run for office in their particular government. If they don't want to let Muslims in office, if they don't want to let neighboring Arabs run for office, and that's their purview, and that's what they want to do, that is completely up to them. I don't care.
Right. That's their government, the way they seem to run it, want to run it. That's within their rights.
That is me saying you have the right of self-determination. But when criticism relies on lies and double standards or classic hate, it's anti-Semitism disguised as politics. We on the right must call out the real anti-Semitism firmly. No room for it in patriotism or faith. But all the while we're doing that, we need to be defending free speech. Question any policy or alliance that tells you you're not allowed to criticize them.
Well, anytime you're not allowed to criticize someone or question their morals, their standards, that, you know, I got a problem with that, because that tells me if I'm not allowed to question it, then this is no longer what it's supposed to be. This is you dictating my life to me.
Well, here's
that's
the thing.
Not okay.
I think that if Ben Shapiro sat down across the aisle from Tucker would eat his lunch.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, but how are you going to run your mouth and call the man a coward like he did at AmFest, you know, for not denouncing Candace Owens and platforming extremists like Fuentes and say all of these horrible things about the guy, but never sit down and face him and look him in his eye and defend it? Right. Shapiro sees this as enabling anti-Semitism just by speaking out and telling the truth, right? Eroding the movement. Tucker views attacks on him as basically neocons protecting foreign lobbies, and he's not wrong.
No. Well, most all of it is foreign lobbyists. I mean, that's this country is full of it, and it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
You know, you get people that go into office 27. I believe 25 to 27. Please don't quote me on that. My numbers could be a little skewed, but $25,000 to $27,000 in debt, and within 3 years they have over $30 million. Their salary isn't conducive of that. So where'd all that money come from? And if you look at the way they vote, it all makes sense.
Ghost Biker on Twitch has a question, and he says, just a quick question. If this is off topic, feel free to ignore. We won't. We'll answer the question to the best of my ability. But with the start of the midterms around the corner, how important is it for the Republicans to win 2026? Very important, because if they don't, the last half of Trump's presidency, he'll be a lame duck president.
Yeah.
So it's extremely important. If you saw the Democrats issuing injunction after injunction as he's trying to right the wrongs of the Biden policies, and actually remove the foreign invaders from our country and do the things that he's doing, and you see them consistently. I mean, what? Clinton deported over 13 million, Obama over 9 million. Trump is nowhere near that, right? But they didn't say shit when they were doing it. They didn't say anything when Clinton was doing it. They said nothing when Biden and Obama were both people
when Obama did it, they clapped. They praised Obama. But now they're acting like Trump's doing something wrong. It's ridiculous.
I see you 1-800-TROUBLE. I see you. I called it out, bud. Listen, I call balls and strikes, and as I said, this is the one issue that I have with him and his policies and the things that he's done. And it's the way I feel. Shielding Zionism from criticism is just wrong. And he has the ability to do something about it. Here's the hypocrisy peak. Back in July of 24, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, updated the hate speech rules, and they now remove posts attacking Zionists. If somebody uses an anti-Semitic stereotype, threats, or proxies for Jews, Israelis, like dehumanization or comparisons or control, conspiracies, pro-Israel groups cheered as fighting hidden hate. Basically, what they're saying is Zionism is a code word or a dog whistle for anti-Semitism, and it's not. It's not the same thing, but it's word games. It's consistently word games. It's like the left tries to do when you tell the truth on a specific demographic, and when you do and you talk about it, and if you don't belong to the identity, if you don't belong to the race to which you're talking about, then the identity politics come into play and that sort of thing, and all of a sudden you're a racist for saying the same truth that coming out of another guy's mouth will be accepted, but you can't say it because you're white. It's ridiculous. And it's exactly what he's doing. It's exactly what Shapiro is doing right now, and shaming anyone who disagrees with him along the way.
Right. Well, according to them, the worst thing you could be in this country right now is a middle-aged white man.
I didn't hear the most.
Yeah, middle-aged white man, that's what you hear on most talking points when they start getting up there on their little soapbox and talking bad about the people that disagree with them. It's generally middle-aged white men, and it's ridiculous.
I think it's probably the last of Gen X, the people who actually remember and know better and didn't grow up on social media and knew what it was like to go outside and play, and they knew what the culture of this country was actually was before it changed into whatever you call that out there now, because it wasn't that when I grew up.
No, I mean, I know I got a 23-year-old son that never sees the sunshine. At 23, you'd never catch me in a house.
No.
There was way too many things in this world to do, but now all of these people set on social media, they set in front of TVs, and it's just an idiot box. I mean, there's nothing educational up there. And most of the things you see online, it spews hatred and division. And that's the reality of it. The world that we grew up in, we didn't care who we played with. You know what I'm saying? We played with whoever was willing to go out there and play. So race, none of that mattered to us. Religion didn't matter. None of that mattered. Can you play baseball? You know what I'm saying? Let's go play hide and seek. We didn't care what race you were, what nationality. We didn't care about none of that. All we cared about was just getting out and doing what kids do.
Listen to this.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews.
Very pro-Israel, huh?
Yeah.
Very, very. I mean, he sounds like, listen to this full-on defense.
Secular Jews.
Launching.
And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits. It's the movies. It's Hollywood. It's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me.
Now he just brought it up. Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right. The way I see it is that like they what the guy stood for, what he was saying openly in front of everyone, they want to act like, it's just some Jedi mind trick. You didn't see this. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to pretend.
Well, that's all the time. I hear it constantly. Oh, Charlie was this or Charlie was that. I'm like, wait a minute. I watched it, and I'm here to tell you, I seen a different Charlie. I don't know who you're watching.
Right.
And I can't stress enough that I love the fact that he gave so many people a platform to be heard. And that same person would have never had an opportunity like that with anyone else but him.
And it was funny because, you know, when he used to debate these guys, I used to love it because he would be so like nice while he was just eviscerating them. And I've seen him change people's minds right on the spot too.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And there were a couple of times I was touched, you know, like, wow, you know, it made you realize what a good person he truly was.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll catch hate for that statement. But the reality is, sitting and looking at him and watching what he was doing, it hit me profoundly that this man loves everybody so much that he allows them to talk to him like he's stupid, disrespect him, yell at him. And yet he still talks to them kindly, considerately, and tries his best to educate them.
Christian.
And I mean, just a great man.
He lived his values.
Yeah.
He embodied the things that he believed in. He didn't just speak them. He lived them.
Yeah.
In his everyday life, he lived them. And that's why, you know, the TPUSA, when he was around, was a force to be reckoned with. It was one more powerful than the RNC, and his words held a lot of weight, and his organization held a lot of sway.
Right.
And when he wouldn't bend to their particular brand of moral blackmail, which is what they try to do to him quite often, he didn't move. He wouldn't budge.
Yeah.
He wouldn't allow it to happen.
No.
So,
and I mean, you have to respect a man like that. You know, a man that's willing to stand his ground and say, look, no matter what you offer me, no matter what you threaten me, I'm standing where I'm at.
That's right.
You know, that's admirable. That's beautiful. That's what this world needs.
Yes.
You and I have had that discussion on many occasions. A man, in my opinion, you take everything away from me. You take the clothes off my back, put me nude in a field. I still have what makes me me.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of all the money, regardless of no money, I am still me. And when you can't take that from a man, you can't beat that man.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can put my body in prison, but my mind is free.
Right.
It'll stay that way. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I didn't feel like coming on. I'll be honest. I'm dead tired. I've been working all day behind screens and training and learning, and I'm just burned out. But when I saw this and I heard that that lady come on and say those things, it just ate me up, and I had to say something.
Yeah.
And it's horrible, and it's not good when we allow foreign countries to police the language in this country.
Right.
So I encourage everyone to go over to Meta and post whatever you feel. Screw those guys. Absolutely. Screw those guys. So, guys, thank you so much for joining the Patriot Prayer today. And as usual, the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. Evil will never retreat willingly. It must, in every case, be beaten back. Stay safe. Stay free. We'll see you soon.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PTN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network. Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
Know where I stand. I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms. Fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't obeyed. My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is America.